if you're coaching, you got to be really careful that if you feel like you're dragging a client in, you're going to end up dragging them around. But I have good conversations with potential EOS clients. Either they're in it and they want to reboot, or they're coming in new. And I'm describing this healthy thing. Lencioni says the healthiest companies outperform the smartest companies. They got to be buying into that. And I'm watching their eyes, and I'll take them through the 7 critical needs, and I'll see if they're lighting up. I'll talk to them about where their company started and where they currently are now, and whether they feel like they're surrounded by people who are buying into these 7 things. And I'm watching them. And if they come to the surface and you can see that they light up, then they're going to be a good client. If they just sort of all they want is like to be doing EOS to their people and not for them, uh, then they aren't a good fit. So that's number one. I make sure I don't drag them in. And then number two is I still do EOS purely, the 90-minute meeting. But you see behind me here, these words, that's actually my whiteboard. And they live on the right-hand side of my whiteboard. And I'll do a full-on 90-minute meeting. And at the end, I'll say, any questions? And somebody on the leadership team will say, what are those things? And they're pointing to the list of the 7 critical needs. And I'll say, well, that's what you get when you do this really well. You create one single organization where everybody's aligned to these 7 critical needs, and it just feels great. And they'll say, well, that's what we want. And I'll say, well, just do this. And I point back to the proven process and the tools. So you do this, you get this. And so step number one, you gotta create the why. You gotta create the what's in it for me. WIFM, right? Everybody, that's everybody's favorite radio station. What's in it for me? And so it starts with a leadership team. And when you can tell the leadership team, this is why we're doing this, this is what's in it for you, they're going to get clarity around what it means to belong and believe and be accountable, measure, heard, developed, and balanced. And then they get that, and then they get comfortable being able to tell the why of EOS to their people. And so the rollout happens on top of the 7 critical needs, and we're able to measure, into infinity of how well we're using the tools to meet the needs.